Today is going to be part one of, I don't know how many parts, um, of showcasing all the coloring books that are currently in my collection. I wasn't 100% sure where I wanted to start with. I didn't know if I wanted to go shelf by shelf or artist by artist. The unfortunate part is, like, some artists I might only have a couple books of, so they warrant a full video? Probably not. So I decided to start easy, and that is with my Mythographic and Mythogoria books. I used to have more of these books, but I have destashed some of them. So I think that this will make I still have enough to make a decent length video. I do want to give a couple disclaimers before I start. Number one, as I go through all these videos, or as I record all these videos, I'm going to give the same disclaimer, which is, number one, I am a slow colorist. So you will see a lot of books that do not have any coloring in them, or maybe only have one page colored in them. I have always admitted that I am a slow colorist. I just don't finish pages as quickly as a lot of other colorists do. And that's fine. It's not a race. Two, yes, I own a lot of books. And a lot of those books haven't been colored in. A lot of those books have been purchased in the past year. As slow of a colorist as I am, this past year has been terrible. It has been very, very busy with life stuff, and I have had even less time to color. And, sometimes we buy things because, we were going to always buy them. Sometimes we buy them because we want to support an artist. Sometimes we buy them because sometimes buying things makes us feel a little bit better. People have different reasons for different things. It's my money. I will spend it on what I want to spend it on. My bills are paid. So I enjoy having these books. I enjoy supporting these artists. I enjoy looking at these books, even if I don't necessarily have a page or a lot of pages colored in them. Every book that I purchased with the intent of coloring in. Now, some of that has changed over time as I find more and more what I prefer to color. So that being said, as I go through these collection videos, I'm also going to use them a bit as possibly a destashing video. I'm going to take a critical look at what I have and see, is there something that I truly feel like I loved it at the time, but I just don't love it now. And if that's the case, then I'm probably going to destash it. And that's fine. The book served its purpose. I enjoyed it when I bought it. I enjoyed it being on my shelf, and I will enjoy passing it on to somebody else. I will, some of these books I have colored in, obviously. And if I can remember what I used, I will tell you what I've used. So, but chances are I'm terrible at writing stuff down, so I didn't write down what I used. So unless it is just in my brain, I'm not going to remember it. But I will try. So without further ado, let's get started. Let me make sure that, I wanted to make sure that was recording, and I wanted to make sure that I grabbed all of these off my shelf. If I feel like this video isn't a decent length, I might grab a couple more, but I think it will be. I'm trying to make these videos maybe no more than 40 minutes. I feel like that's a good amount of time for them. So let's get started on the Mythographic books. Mythographic books are some of my favorite books. This entire collection of Mythographic, I've already pruned it, so all of these books are staying in my collection. I'm not parting with any of these. And there are some that I've colored in, as I said, and some that I haven't. So this first book I actually showcased in a haul not too long ago, and this is the Mythographic Artist's Vault, which is a limited collector's edition of mesmerizing art from the archives. This is a book that still, as of now, as far as I know, is only available at Walmart. I debated whether or not I wanted to do like full flips or quick flips. Like, I don't want to just be like, I have this book and here's the pages. So I am going to do kind of quick flips. I'm not going to like linger, I would say. But you know, showcase the books. This book, I know it has Fabiana Attanasio, Joseph Kattenbang, and Alessandra Fusi. Those are the 3 artists that are featured in this book. This is a really, really pretty mythographic book. I spoke about this at length in the haul video that I originally showcased this book in. The paper is a bit thicker. I mean, mythographic books usually have really nice paper, but the paper in this one is a bit on the thicker side. It has these beautiful sprayed edges. And I think I said it then, and I'll say it again. I'm a sucker for a sprayed edge in my reading books. So, you know, of course I'd be a sucker for a sprayed edge in my coloring books. There are some books, some mythographic book. Is that? Nope, I think that's just a thick piece of paper. There are some mythographic books that I like better than other ones. But usually, you know, if I look at a book and I feel like, you know, I'm interested in at least half the pages in the book, then it's a book that I will keep. Do I think that I'm honestly going to color half the pages in that book? No, most certainly not. That's not going to happen. But if I look at them and I like them and I can picture myself coloring it, then that, you know, and half the pages again, then that's a book that's worth keeping. Hopefully this is in focus. You know, it has been a while since I recorded a video. It's been about a month. I put something on my community tab, just kind of about how life kind of keeps lifing. And that is incredibly true. So, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, you might not know that and if this isn't your first time watching one of my videos, I'm sorry if you feel like I harp on this. But you know, some things are major life events. So anyway, my mother passed away in September of this year. It was a very, very, very difficult time for all of our family. To compound that, I ended up with COVID, even though I had avoided COVID through the entire, you know, quarantine, everything. I avoided COVID like I felt like the last kid on the frickin' dodgeball team, because I had managed to just completely avoid it. And I ended up with COVID not once, but twice. So that was fun. Then when life started kind of getting back to normal, as much as it can after you experience a loss like that, on January 19th, my brother passed away. He had cancer, and we kind of knew that it was coming. But even when you know something's coming, it still sucks. You don't want to lose your loved ones, and you really don't want to lose your brother just a couple months after losing your mother. But yeah, so he passed away on the 19th of January. This is beautiful. He was 58 years old. He had cancer. It started in his liver and moved elsewhere. He was a really great guy. He was he was 14 years older than me. You know, if you don't want to hear this, if this is like a downer for you, just mute me and you can see me turning the pages in the book. But, you know, it's my channel and I kind of want to talk about it. So I'm just going to talk about him a little bit. He was a really great guy. He was really, really funny. He was very talented with anything mechanical. And when he was growing up, he was one of the best athletes that I knew. It was always believed that he would get a scholarship playing. Basically, he could pick his sport and end up with a scholarship. Unfortunately, my brother, when he was 17, ended up in a car wreck, and it paralyzed him from the chest down. And that kind of changed the course of his life. He never let it get him down, though. He was one of the most positive people that I have ever met in my entire life. And the world is less without him in it. So, yeah. So, I mean, that was my brother. And he is very missed. And then, because the universe was like, you know what? Bad things come in threes. If you have watched my videos, you've heard me talk about my senior dog. Unfortunately, my senior dog passed away this past week. So that was, we had to make the decision to have her unfortunately put to sleep. It was a very hard decision, but it was the kindest decision that we could have made for her. And we had her, she was 16 years old, and we'd had her for 14 years. And she was incredibly loved, incredibly loved. So yeah, so that's why I've been a little slow with the videos. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. I swear I'm not a Debbie Downer. I swear that my personality is usually maybe not more upbeat, but less of, here, let me tell you all the terrible things that have happened in the past, 6 months. But I share, and I wanted to share that. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that. And we will get back to the books. So this is Mythographic Enchanted Castles. This is Fabiana Attanasio. She is one of my auto buys for Mythographic books and pretty much for any book. I love her style. The one thing I hate about this book is it has the hidden objects in it. I, like so many others, are really glad that Mythographic, that they decided to do away with the hidden objects. Even though this is one of the older books, I actually got this book not too long ago. It showed up on Book Outlet, and so I was able to get it for a good price. Usually I won't buy, it was because I think it was because it was her book that I went ahead and bought it, because I hate the hidden objects deeply. This is so pretty though. This is so pretty. I think aside from, I think she might have a new one out with them. I could be mistaken though. They've been using a lot of new artists lately, which is great. Like, I'm never going to complain about that, but I'm pretty sure that she has a newer one out with them. I'm not going to say exactly what I think it is, just in case I'm wrong. I don't want to attribute it to her and a different artist did it. But I haven't gotten the last couple brand new ones. I did see, because this week, if you're watching the week that this video goes up, Target is doing their buy one, get one half on books, and that includes coloring books. And I was going through and seeing, what books were on my list. Mainly, I was looking at books, not coloring books. There was a couple coloring books I ordered, but not very many. But when I was looking, I did see a number of Mythographic books or Mythogoria books that were coming out this summer and into the fall and next winter. And some I had seen already on Amazon, and other ones I hadn't seen on Amazon. They had, I'm going to have to put them up. I'm going to have to put links, I think, to them in my community tab, because some of them looked like they had the potential to be really, really cool. There was one that was woof something, and I was like, oh, that's neat. There was another one, which I think people have seen, that's a romantasy one. That one I did pre-order. But then they also had, not Mythographic and not Mythogoria, they had what was it? I don't even remember. It was something that you could tell it was very similar to the title of Mythographic. And it was Fabiana Attanasio who was doing the art for it. And that looks like it could be really cool. And then I saw a Christmassy one that was called Storygraphy, or Storygraphic, I think. That looked like that might be a fun, winter Christmas book. I like this one. It reminds me of the Rainbow Realms one, because of the rainbow, obviously. I do really like a lot of the pictures in this, and some of them, I don't think the hidden objects are as bad. They can kind of be blended in. This one, I feel like they can kind of be blended into the background a little bit better. some of them are just at the forefront. I just really love the way that she draws people. That's like one of my favorite things about Fabiana's style. This is really pretty. I think I need to turn faster, talk less, or this video is going to be forever and a day. There's all the solutions that very, very few people care about. So that is Enchanted Castles. This is Cosmic Spirit. This one I have colored in. Let's see. This one is by another one by Fabiana Attanasio. I do really like this one. This might be one of my top ones. I feel like I just keep sliding this over. When I first started coloring, I was very intimidated by these books, much like how I was, you know, really intimidated by Kirby Rosanna's. And I actually think the Kirby Rosanna's books are still a little bit more a little bit more beginner friendly than the Mythographic books are. But I no longer find these as intimidating. There's still some that I look at and like they kind of break my brain a little bit just because I can't figure out what it's supposed to be. And those just aren't ones that I'd probably ever end up doing. Is that? Nope, that's just one page. But usually I feel like with these, if you kind of take them almost like item by item or section by section, it's a lot easier to kind of decipher them. And they don't feel as overwhelming or as confusing. The paper in these books is also really good. So they, I feel like they take stuff. So you can experiment more with the materials that you're using. I also believe that I bought this one. A lot of my Mythographic books I end up buying on Book Outlet. Because they, it seems like they usually eventually get them if you're willing to wait. And they're always a better price. Sometimes I'll, if I don't do that, then I'll wait until Target has their buy one, get one half sale. The buy one, get one half sale, and I'll buy them then. That's gorgeous. And it's a Virgo, and I'm a Virgo, so I really like that one. This is on my radar to color. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I also feel like Mythographic, they really kind of, they open you up to like a lot of like different like creative possibilities. There's just, because they're so, some of the pictures are so abstract, it's easy to be like, well, I don't have to make it look lifelike, or I don't have to, do this or do that. So this is the one that I did in here. I used, what did I use on this? I know that I based a lot of it in marker, in alcohol marker. Wow, that is coming off. The background is pan pastel. It was my first ever attempt using pan pastel. It did not turn out that great. And I don't think I sprayed it. So it's not fixed. There is some pen, some glaze. I don't unfortunately remember which pencils I used. I want to say I maybe used polychromos on this. I do have some iridescent paint on here as well. I was pretty happy with the way this turned out. I have what I call my too much gene, where I get finished with a picture and then I'm like, I should add some more stuff to it. And I just keep adding stuff to it. And then you step back and you're like, that might be too much. I think my too much gene kicked in a little bit with this one. I used, I think this was a metallic marker, but then this was paint, or this might have all been paint that I used, this gold right here. But I was happy with that one. That is the only one that I have done, I believe, in this book. See, proof I do color, guys. I don't just buy stuff. I do color. Just not that fast. I know some of you might want me to flip faster. Some of you might want me to flip slower. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything, any perfect, that's going to make everybody happy. I know that all of these books, there are flip throughs of these books, like good, like solid flip throughs of these books, on YouTube. So if there's one that I'm just, burning through and you're like, can you go a little bit slower? If you just look up like Mythographic Voyage, Joseph Cattenbang, flip through, you should be able to find like a good, like, actual flip through. So yeah, this is Mythographic Voyage, Joseph Cattenbang. I think I did color in this because I clearly was testing something. I always really like Joseph Cattenbang's books. Is this one? Nope, this one does not have hidden objects in it. And I actually think that his books have gotten better with time. I think they've always been great, but I think that the newer ones that he's putting out, I personally like more than the older ones. I like them all, but if I were to rank them, the newer ones would outrank the older ones. Okay, so this one, I think that I used Prismacolor. I think I used Prismacolor on. I also used some iridescent paint to give kind of like a shimmer effect. I take that back. I remember now, I did not use Prismacolor on this. I used Color pencils. I am 100% positive I used Color on this. This was right after I'd bought a set of Color pencils. And so, yeah, so I was happy with the way this page turned out. Oh, and I also based her skin in alcohol marker. But everything else was pencil with some topping of iridescent paint. I don't know if you can see that. Some glittery iridescent paint on the birds and her wings. But I was happy with that page. Okay, continuing on. So how has everybody been? It has been a hot minute since I've been up here. Up where, Tara? On here. So how was your New Year's? How's the new year going for you? Hopefully as well as it can. I don't think I've ever realized that cat is supposed to be made out of sand and that it's like dripping sand. That is interesting. I love this one. I've seen so many people do absolutely gorgeous versions of this. This one is on my radar to eventually do. I did hit between my last video and now, I hit 1,000 subscribers, which surprised me. I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm especially grateful that people have stuck around when my posting schedule has been not at all regular. So I do appreciate that, you guys. I appreciate every one of you that has subscribed to my channel and stuck around. It means a lot to me. That's interesting. Usually I don't like bug type stuff, but in the mythographic books I kind of do. I need to flip faster if I want these videos to be 45 minutes or less, because I think we're probably already, that's really cool. Closing in on like 20 minutes and we've done like 4 books. Oh, yeah, I might have to change how I do these. I don't know. Okay, this is Wild Winter. I have not colored in this. For a while, I was putting washi on the books that I hadn't colored in, and then when I color in them, I would take the washi off. But then I kind of stopped doing that. I'm gonna, oh, that's coming apart. I am going to start doing that again because it makes it really easy to look on your shelves, especially if you have quite a few books, and know, like, I haven't gotten to this book. That's beautiful. Does this have hidden objects? Yes, it does. Oh, Wild Winter. I don't even think I said that. Wild Winter, Joseph Kattenbang. This book has obviously been out for quite a while, so I'm just going to flip it. I love pandas. You know, the zoo in Washington, D.C. just got some new pandas, I think, on loan from China not too long ago. And they are absolutely freaking adorable. I think one's name's Bao Li, and I think he's determined to... he likes to climb things and then fall out of said things. It's very, very cute. There's a complete tangent. There's a lady I follow on TikTok who's obsessed with pandas, and she posts little, like, videos about their lineage and about panda kindergarten in China and all kinds of stuff. Those videos are my happy place. I love them so much. I mean, how can you look at a panda and not think it's just the cutest freaking thing ever? That's pretty. I like coloring them. Flamingos. There's a page I have in one of Hannah Bassford's books that has one of my favorite pages I've ever colored that has flamingos on it. I did at one point have some pages in these books marked that I had wanted to color. And then when I moved into my new coloring room, I kind of set all my books up. I decided I wanted to start over a bit, and I pulled all the tabs out. I don't know if that was the smartest choice I ever made, but it was a choice nonetheless. So that is Mythographic Wild Winter by Joseph Kattenbang. I just realized I actually have another book on the floor over here because this is a book I have a whip in. Okay. This is Mythographic Magical Earth, Joseph Kattenbang. This does not have the hidden objects. If you like coloring animals, I think this is a good one. I think there's a number of animals in here. Polar bear. Sorry if I sound a little congested, guys. I'm fighting a bit of a winter cold. Does anybody have any really good cold remedies? Because my nose has been congested, and it seems like no matter what I've been doing, it just doesn't work. I've tried a humidifier. I've tried like 2 different kinds of nasal spray. I've tried Mucinex. I've tried Advil Sinus. I've tried Sudafed, and it will go away with some of it, it will go away for a little bit, and then it just comes right back. And I had yeah, I've been fighting congestion for a week now, but I woke up this morning and it was quite bad. So any tips or tricks or things that products you would recommend, I'd be all ears. I like this one. This is really pretty. I love this. I love owls. They're so pretty. Yeah, so I started this. This is like a very, very early whip. I started this a while back, and I've just never gotten back to it. I had a vision. I was like in the moment, and then I started working on other stuff. So I got basically, the water, like maybe 3/4 done. I based some of the flowers, and that was it. And I believe that for this, I was using, did I use water on this? I think I was using my Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils from Faber-Castell on this. So yeah, that is my whip. That's the only thing I've done in this book. I love this page. I have some cool things in mind for this page. This, if I ever can get back and finish this one page, this will probably be the next page in here that I do, I think. You know, I said animals. If you like animals, this is the book for you. I think I was thinking of a different one. I think I was actually thinking of the Animals book by Joseph Cattenbang. This does have some animals in it, but I think it's more like, you know, scenes of Earth and stuff. There's some animals, some little rabbits, a very decorated jellyfish. That's cute. Do love a sloth. Again, like I said, if I'm flipping way too fast for you, because I am going to try to speed this up, guys. If you just search the book title on YouTube, there'll be a lot of very thorough flip throughs or silent flip throughs that are just, here's the book, flip, flip, flip. But it might be more, if you're interested in like a single book kind of thing. This is Aviary, Joseph Cattenbang. I love this one. I do believe I've done a picture in this one. I think. I could be wrong though. Beautiful. The snake kind of creeps me out a little bit. Like it's like strangling the bird. I don't know about that one. This is beautiful. That's beautiful. This is really pretty. This I really like. This is gorgeous with this like phoenix and, the lantern. Pretty sure I've done a picture in this one, but at the same time, it doesn't really feel like I've broken the spine, so I don't know. This is gorgeous. I love this. Flamingo. This is one of the ones that doesn't, and it's a newer one, so it does not have hidden objects. Oh, yep, I did that. This is another case of my too much gene because I added like a glitter paint over this black acrylic marker. I did the hair in alcohol marker. I based the skin in alcohol marker. The rest I used Prismacolors for, because I was really trying to do this like smush thing with this mask to try to really blend the colors. It did not turn out how I wanted it to turn out. I was relatively happy with this, kind of looking like leather. I was relatively happy with the gold that I did here and here. I was not happy with this. I wasn't satisfied with her hair. I tried to go in and add shading up here with pencil in the hair, and it just wasn't working. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to bother. I just kept the hair as marker and left it as is. And then I did the background. This was, I think, a black Posca marker. And then I took like a glitter, what was it? Where do I have it somewhere? I think it was Wink of Stella is what I took and put over this. It was either Wink of Stella or it was the Spectrum Noir Sparkle. It was one of these two that I put over the background. And I really wasn't satisfied with how that ended up looking. It ended up looking very splotchy. So not one of my favorite pages I've ever done, but you live and you learn. I'm just always amazed by these artists and their absolute imagination and the things that they can come up with. Like, it's stunning to me. I'm just in awe, you know. This is one I have not colored in, because you can see the thing right there. This is Mythographic Illusion. This was a newer artist. I think this might be the only book that they've done with Mythographic. I'm not 100% sure. Diego Vosberg. I'm not 100% sure that's how you say his last name. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. But I thought this one was interesting. Originally, when this showed up on Amazon, I wasn't going to order it. And then it ended up showing up on Book Outlet. And Book Outlet is always a bit cheaper. And then I think they were having a sale at the time. So I got it for even cheaper. And so that is why I went ahead and got this. Because this is an example of a book where I look at some of the images and they kind of break my brain a little bit. It's like those people who can look at those like 3D images and be like, oh, it's a sailboat. It's a sailboat. I look at those and my brain doesn't work that way. I don't see the sailboat. So these that are illusions that, you know, there's something in some of them. Like, there's one in here that I'll show that is, I think, a perfect example of that. This is really pretty though. This I could definitely see myself coloring. That's gorgeous. That's interesting. Not one of my favorites. This is pretty. This one has a little bit of a heavier line weight, so I feel like this one would be good with alcohol markers. That's really pretty. That's pretty. I mean, there are definitely some beautiful ones in here. This one kind of wigs me out a little bit. Snakes. It's interesting. That's kind of cool. I like the squares. Like, yeah, that one's kind of cool. This one's interesting. I don't know exactly, like, I feel like there is really cool stuff you can do with this. I personally don't know what I would do. Maybe someday it will magically come to me. This one kind of breaks my brain a little bit because I can't really figure out where each thing is. I don't know. I'd have to like really look at that one. This is the one I was talking about, like, because it has a face in it. And sometimes when I look at it, I see the face, kind of. And then other times I just see the water and a tree and like a arch. But yeah, it's supposed to be a face with eyes. Eyes right there, I think. And then a beard, I think. This one's really cool. I do love a winged horse or a unicorn. This is another one that I think that there's like a tiger. Like the tree branches make a tiger. That one's just a little bit too much detail for me, I think. It's kind of cool. I like this one. This is cool. Like, that's neat how that's done. That one I can actually see. It's supposed to be an eye with all the, you know, all the things going to it. An iris, but it's trees and plants and stuff. So that was Illusion by Diego Vosberg. This is an older one. This is Paradise by Fabiano Attanasio. This one does have hidden objects in it. I have not colored in this. This was one that I was really on the fence about getting. I ended up getting it because it was on sale at Book Outlet. And I really like that. So, and I also just really like Fabiana Attanasio. I like having her stuff. So I will probably buy her books, even if I'm not 100% sure I'm going to color in them, just because I love her art. That's pretty. I've seen some really pretty, some really cool tutorials on YouTube. I wish I could remember who it was, the exact tutorial I'm thinking of for this, but it turned out absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I'm trying not to sneeze, guys. That's really pretty. So if you have a lot of mythographic books or just one and it's your favorite, which mythographic book is your favorite? Is there one, when I'm all said and done and I've shown all the ones that I have, is there one that I don't have that you think is a really great book and you're like, I can't believe she doesn't have that book? Or is there one that I do have that is your favorite and that you've colored a lot in or want to color a lot in? I'm always interested in what other people are interested in. It's why I watch, you know, a lot of like haul videos and stuff like that. So this is Deep Blue, Fabiana Attanasio again. This is another one that I got on Book Outlet. Oh. This is one of the ones that I usually don't really like coloring things that have to do with like a lot of water, things underwater. But there was enough pictures in this, and it was Fabiana Attanasio, that I wanted to get it. But I did wait for it to go on sale somewhere to get it. Because mythographic books, when they first come out, they are pricey. Here lately, they've been like $20 new, I think, on Amazon. It's why I don't pre-order them, because they, unless there's like a sale running, because they go down in price. Shortly after they're released, typically. So, yeah. But this one I probably didn't love as many of the pictures in, but there was one picture in particular that I absolutely loved. I do really like this one. It's kind of like Alice in Wonderland underwater, I feel like. I don't know if that's who it's supposed to be, but that's the vibe it gives me. This picture. I loved this picture. I had a lot of ideas for this picture. I haven't utilized them, obviously, but I've got some ideas. Oh, sorry, guys. Now I'm yawning. I blame the Advil sinus that I took. That and my sleep schedule has been a little messy the past, I don't know, I'd say 2 weeks. I'm back in school. I'm a elder student. And this class I'm taking a chemistry class that's kind of kicking my behind. It's been a long time since I've been in chemistry. So it's interesting, though. It's an interesting class, but it's a lot of work. This is Aquatic, Joseph Kattenbang. This is one of the older books because it does have the hidden objects. This also would have been a Book Outlet book that I purchased. I'll put a link to Book Outlet in the description box. Last I looked, which was last night, they actually have quite a few of the mythographic books on there. So if you are interested in that, you know, it might be worth taking a look at. I think if you've never ordered from them before, they have a $5 off coupon, and they do offer free shipping if you spend $35, but that is $35 after the coupon. So you can't spend $35, use a $5 coupon, and then get free shipping. It's a stupid system. I hate that they do that, but that's their policy, I guess. This book, you know, this is what I mean by, like, I think Joseph Kattenbang's always done amazing work, but I do like, this is Joseph, yeah. his newer ones better. This one, like the line work in it is, I don't know. It's not my favorite. But I kept this one when I was going and through and purging mythographic books because there was, again, enough pages, and I really love this one. But some of these, like this, where it has, you know, these like really dark areas, that's not my favorite. Like this one has quite a bit of that, like the shadows. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a style. It seems very much the style that he utilized for this book in particular. This is really pretty though. But still, his artwork is gorgeous. I don't think there's any denying that. It's just a matter of, you know, what is your preference that you personally like to color? And for me, this one is a little bit on the busy side. But it survived the purge because, you know, there was enough in here. That's interesting. Okay. Here we have, this is one of the newer ones, kind of. Crystal Kingdom by Veronika Kolinska. This one I thought was really quite interesting looking. If you want to practice coloring crystals, this is a great book for that because there's quite a few in here. I think, I'm pretty sure every page has some sort, like even this has little crystals hanging off the jellyfish creature. That's an interesting one. Not a massive fan of the snake one. This is neat, how it's like a little world, like a little village or something inside of a, like a geode. Does this one have a gemstone? Yep, around their neck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every single page has at least one sort of crystal, gemstone, geode, something. I really like that one. This is a book that I don't think that, like if I color one page in it, I think I would want to color something else after that because I don't think I'd want to color like 2 pages in a row in this book because that's a lot of, you know, geodes and crystals and all of that to be working on. That's got a lot of them. That's pretty. That one, I guess the crystals are supposed to be kind of the pyramids because they're shiny. That's pretty. I like that one a lot. That's really cool. I like that. That's pretty. I feel like you could do some interesting things with that. Right. That is Crystal Kingdom. Then we have Joseph Kattenbang Wild Summer. This is, again, one of the newer ones. I like that one a lot. So because it's newer, there's thankfully no hidden objects. This one's got some beautiful animals in it. If you like coloring animals, this is a good one. That's beautiful. falling apart kind of creeps me out just a little bit though. That's fun. Hippos. Oh, I don't even consider this a work in progress. I started on this and then I remembered I'm terrible at coloring fur, and I wanted to look at some more tutorials and stuff before I conquered coloring this bear. So I stopped this one pretty quickly. Like I literally only based the rind and did a little bit around his eyes. That was it. Corgis. That's really pretty. I hope I'm in frame. One of these days, maybe I'll invest in like the proper setup so I can have like a monitor or something, or stream it to my computer so I know that I'm in actual frame. That's gorgeous. Axolotls, they're so cute. That's cute. I think that's, yep, that's the last one of that. That's Mythographic Wild Summer. We got Mythographic Odyssey. I told you guys I've got a lot of these Mythographic books. This is Joseph Kattenbang. This is an older one. This has hidden objects in it. Yeah, this is from 2020. So I believe this one does have, even though it has the hidden objects and this is one of the older ones, there is some pictures in here I really like. I love this first picture. I think this is gorgeous. They remind me of like the Morai. Yeah, I think they are supposed to be the Morai, the three fates from Greek mythology, because they have scissors where they're cutting, you know, threads of life and stuff. This is pretty, but I think, you know, I think this is another one that kind of hurts my brain a little bit, that you know, this picture is the perfect example of, if you want to color these, you really need to take it almost like section by section or item by item. And once you break it down, it's not as overwhelming. I'm going to do a pretty fast flip of this one, guys. Just because I'm not like on a timer, so to speak, but I am trying to keep these particular videos a little, you know, an okay length, not as long as my haul videos. Which, you know, I said that I wasn't going to have any other hauls for a while. Cue that Maury Povich, you know, the lie detector showed that was a lie. Because I probably will have one in the next week or so. It's mainly things, Medusa, I love me a Medusa. It's mainly things that I had ordered. Some of it's stuff I'd ordered around Christmas time that just took forever and a day to get here. Some of the other stuff is things that I found like a really good price on. There's a couple of books that I found some really good prices on that I went ahead and purchased. It's nothing like my normal hauls. You know, those hauls take an hour and a half. This will be a short, you know, quick haul when I do post it. Because I am not buying as much stuff right now. You know, we have some other stuff that we're doing in our house, so I'm not spending as much money on coloring supplies, art supplies, even journaling supplies, really, as I was. We recently just remodeled a room in our house to be a home library, which I'm like super jazzed about. So that, you know, that required quite a bit. which, would anybody be interested in seeing that? Like, if you're into like books and stuff, like I could post some pictures or something, but I don't want to post stuff on the community tab if nobody really cares. So yeah. So this is Mythographic Menagerie, Fabiana Attanasio. I have not colored in this one. I think the rest of these I have not colored in. This is not one of the older ones. This does not have hidden objects in it. This does have some darker line work in it though. So might be, I hate this picture. I love Fabiana Attanasio. I hate this picture so much. Like, I hate this picture to the point that I want to glue it to this picture in front of it so I never have to see it again. I have that thing called like it's not like an official whatever. I think people call it like triphobia, where you hate holes and like clusters. And, oh, it grosses me out. It grosses me out so bad. And that picture just sends like, that particular illustration sends shivers up my spine every time I look at it. And I really kind of want to just glue it to the page in front of it. Moving on, puffins in suits. How cute is that? I'm also not a massive fan of like fungi growing out of animals. That kind of grosses me out a little bit, but not as bad as the whole thing it does. Anybody else have that issue? Like, see, this one's kind of like borderline for me, but not like that other one. That other one was terrible. Does anybody else, like, you know, do you look at something like that and does it kind of give you the heebie-jeebies? Or do you look at that and you're like, what are you talking about, Tara? You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or something, because that doesn't bother me at all. See, holes. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's really, I love this though. That's really pretty. I like how they're holding the pencils. That's fun. This will be a fun page to color when I finally get to it. I like the idea of this page. I like the art of this page. I don't think I would ever color this page. But I think this is a perfect example of, you know, sometimes you can have a book and maybe, you know, for me, it's not even that I would color half the pages. You know, it's that I enjoy half the pages. And that is a page I enjoy. I enjoy the art of it, even if I don't think I would color it. This is really pretty. I've seen some tutorials on YouTube for this that are really good. I love this picture though. This picture right here is why I wanted this book. See, I had this book before and I hated that picture of the rhinoceros so much that I sold this book because that picture grossed me out. And then I was so disappointed in myself that I had not colored this page before I sold the book, that I ended up finding the book for real cheap somewhere and bought it because I really love this page. And I do plan on coloring this. Will probably be the first page I color in this book. I mean, it's a witch raccoon. How can you not love a witch raccoon? Sorry if I'm moving this around too much. I am trying my best to keep it in frame. I've got little, you know, markers kind of on my desk that show me like where the limit, you know, the edge of the camera is. And I really like that one. And I try very hard not to let it slide out of that. Was this a book from no, this was actually a book from 2022. So this, you know, this isn't one of the ones that has hidden objects, but it's not like a super new book or anything. This is Joseph Kattenbang Labyrinth. I like that one a lot. This is gorgeous. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I just love his new work so much. To the point where his books for me, for Mythographic, are very much an auto-buy at this point. Even if, you know, the older ones might not be my favorite, these new ones I think are just stunning. You know, a lot of these give very like MC Escher vibes. And, you know, kind of goes with the whole labyrinth thing. I really like that one. That's neat. That's beautiful. Minotaur in the Labyrinth. So, I mean, this book is very much on theme. It's a theme I like quite a bit. This book came out in 2023. That is Labyrinth by Joseph Kattenbang. Then we have Fairy Wonderland by Fabiana Attanasio. I think this is one of the newer ones. Let's see here. Oh, I take that back. This is 2023. I feel like another fairy one just came out. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I have not colored in this. I don't think I've colored in. Like I said, I don't think I've colored in the rest of the... Oh, no, I take that back. One of these I have colored in. This is another one that I got on Book Outlet. One of the reasons I know is because they put the remainder mark on a lot of their stuff, so there'll be like a little mark on it. That doesn't bother me at all. That's neat. I like that. I like this with the snails and like the snail girl. I think that's cool. I feel like I should know what kind of animal that's supposed to be, and I am just drawing a blank. Huh. This is beautiful. That's like a unicorn possum. I love possums. We get possums in our yard. They are a misunderstood species of animal. They're actually quite handy to have around. They can't carry rabies. They eat bugs and things like that. And I don't know. I like them. That's a cool one. That's gorgeous. I love that a lot. I feel like you can make these, you can make these like gemstones if you wanted, or, crystals, or make them rocks. Some possibilities there. I think that's really cute. The mole. So that is Fairy Wonderland. I think I remember when this book came out, I think some people were, I wouldn't say upset, but they thought there was going to be like more fairies in here. And like, it doesn't feel like there is. But I still think it's a really pretty book. This Rainbow Realms, this one came out this past year, well, 2024, by Veronica Kolinska. I am a sucker for rainbows. I was a child of the 80s, so I grew up with like Rainbow Bright and stuff like that. I was obsessed with Rainbow Bright as a kid. I had Rainbow Bright everything. Like my room looked like the ad for Rainbow Bright stuff. It was crazy. I had the comforter, the curtains, everything, and my love for rainbows has stayed with me through life. So when I saw this book announced, I knew I was going to get this book. And I don't think I pre-ordered this book, but I did get it shortly after it came out. Luckily before Christmas, or like sometime last year, Target was doing their buy one, get one half. And I think I ordered this one during that. So pretty. That one's kind of cool. That one's kind of, like creepy a little bit with the eyes and stuff. feel like even like with, you know, rainbow, you know, you think of a rainbow as being, you know, colors of the rainbow. They're like certain colors, but I feel like you could still do a lot of, you know, different things in a book like this, with different maybe hues of, you know, the typical rainbow colors, or, you know, maybe doing like neons, stuff like that. That's fun. I like this one a lot. The ship. Like that. This is gorgeous. I love this. This is beautiful. This also, I think this one is probably my favorite one in this book. I am pretty sure this one's my favorite one. I just think that there's so much potential with this page. This is beautiful. Again, I'm going to reiterate, if I am flipping too fast for you, you know, I'm trying to get through these in a timely manner. I had even debated whether or not to do full flip throughs, but then decided to go ahead and do it. That might change going forward. I don't know. Which do you guys prefer? Would you prefer for me to, you know, do kind of what I'm doing now? Or would you prefer like a quick flip? Which of those, you know, would be more what you're looking for or wanting from a collection video? I think with a quick flip, I wouldn't necessarily even show all the pages. So I don't know, like, you know, do you want, I guess the real question is, do you want to see all the pages in a book, or do you not want to see all the pages in the book? You're more interested in, you know, the title of the book, and maybe like me doing like this, and, you know, kind of going, oh, look at this page, and then doing this, and then, oh, look at this page kind of thing. So, you know, let me know. If you're wanting more slow flips, like I said, all these books are somewhere on YouTube, so you can easily find them. This is Shangri-La by Alessandra Fusey. I do believe this is one of the newer books. I keep saying that, and then I look, and it's like a book that came out in like 2023. This one came out in 2024. I thought this one was gorgeous. I saw some, you know, people who got this right after it came out, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to add that one to my collection. That's beautiful. I really like this one. That's neat. I love that. I do love a unicorn. This is beautiful too. This might be one of my favorites in here. That's fun. That's really fun. You know, I feel like a lot of times with the mythographic books, I think that they're all similar in that when I look at these books, I know they're mythographic books. But I feel like with the different artists, you kind of get maybe some different vibes with each book, which I like. And it does seem like they're adding some new artists coming up this next year from the books that I've seen, like kind of on their release roster. And that's not to say I don't want more books by the artists that they've already used, because, you know, I love these artists. But it is fun to see kind of what other artists do in this realm, in this mythographic realm kind of thing. This is beautiful. A little doggy. Kind of looks like a little dachshund almost. That was Mythographic Shangri-La, Alessandra Fusey. We have one more, and it is not a mythographic book. It is a Mythogoria book. I'm not 100% positive if these are put out. So they're all put out by Castle Point Books. I don't know if these are technically like supposed to be sister books to Mythographic. I'm not going to say yay or nay on that. I do know that the paper is not as thick as Mythographic books. I do wish that they had the, you know, the nicer paper, but they are perforated. They do give kind of the same vibes as Mythographic, just with like a creepy edge. I used to have a lot more of these books. I got rid of them. This was the only one I kept, and the main reason I kept this was because there's a page I've done in here. That was really the only reason I kept it. There's a couple Mythographic books that are coming out that I am very interested in. Not Mythographic, Tara, Mythogoria, that I'm interested in, that I probably will get. And I do tend to like, you know, kind of gorier stuff. I read a lot, and one of my top read genres is horror. At the same time, I don't watch horror movies. I know that's kind of weird, I think, but horror movies, like, they get in my head too much. But horror books, they don't. I've never read, I take that back. There was one horror book that I read this past year that, I was reading. I often read like after I go to bed, and I read on my Kindle, and it'll be dark. And, I had to stop reading because it was kind of creeping me out a little bit. But usually they don't bother me at all. But horror movies, they like, I don't know, it's something with the creepy visuals. They stay with me. At the same time I say creepy visuals, and these don't really bother me as much. I think these, you know, you color them yourself. I think they have the potential to be really interesting. So no, like stuff like this, like gory, creepy, macabre stuff, like it doesn't bother me. But I did get rid of a number of my Mythogoria books. I just knew that if I was going to reach for a book, those probably weren't going to be the books that I reached for. So, but I say that, and at the same time, you know, like I said, there's some coming out this next year that I'm pretty excited about. So, yeah. Oh, this is the perfect example of my too much gene. I had a vision for this page, and this did not turn out at all. And I just kept adding stuff to it and adding stuff to it and adding stuff to it, and to the point where I hated it when it was done. I had this vision of these like neon skulls against this just gray plain background. And so I used so many different shades of gray in this background, and you can't even tell. Like, I really probably should have spread out from the gray and did some like maybe some dark blues just to give it a little bit more depth. And I didn't do that. I also at the time, I think I used Prismacolor on this, and you know, there's not that many neon pencils in a Prismacolor set. I now have a set of full neon pencils. And so this page, now that I have a full set of neon pencils, I would do completely differently. I also added like pen, like some glitter pen, some neon paint. Just, it was too much. Tara, you got to stop at some point, and I should have stopped at some point on this. I did this was when I was still stamping my pages, so I did this in August of 2023. So not my favorite, but it shows like, you know, you can have something in your brain, and you know, maybe it doesn't always equate to the page. That's the perfect example of that. This is another reason I kept this, because she's Medusa-esque, and I do love me a Medusa. That's kind of creepy. The main reason I kept this book, though, was because I have a page I already did in it. And I tend to not get rid of books if I've done pages in them. So that is, as they say, that. That was all my Mythographic books and my single Mythogoria book. I had hoped that I maybe would have magically had enough time for my Curvy Rosanna's books or my Beauty of Horror books, because I thought those would kind of fit in well with those, but I really don't. So I think next time, which would you rather see? Would you rather see my books from Asia, like Japan, South Korea books? Or would you rather see my Coloring Heaven books. I have a number of Coloring Heaven magazine issues, whatever. Let me know. If I get some people telling me one way or the other, I might, lean that way. So I will hopefully have another one of these up probably in another week. I'm going to try to do one a week until I've done my whole collection. I do have a pretty big collection, guys. I mean, this was literally, all these books was less than half a shelf. So, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 7 total shelves of books. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It does help. Yeah, so I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you.